When Ramayana was written, this particular question has not been answered yet convincingly because there are many ways to look at it. Some theological, astronomical, historical, archaeological. The truth is, the answer is very simple. The answer is we have to look at it objectively, and second, it try to see whether it matches historically. How to go about it? How to date a book? Suppose this is a book and we don't know when it was written. Very easy. Just open the first few pages and find the publishing date. And there is no publishing date on these books like this Ramayana, Mahabharata, and all. So, how to find? So, suppose I see a book where contemporary one novel has been written or some events have been written. I'm going through it. I'm going through it. And I find a lot of travelogue. The person, protagonist, is moving from one place to other place. I see the book. I see that protagonist or antagonist goes to Afghanistan, it goes to Kashmir, it goes to Bhutan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and all these places. Now, we don't know when Sri Lanka started. We don't know when Bhutan started. We don't know when Nepal started. There is no time frame for that. We can't time it. But during reading this book, suppose if I come to not one but many references of say East Pakistan. East Pakistan, once it mentioned, my tentacles are gone. Yes, East Pakistan I know. East Pakistan, when it started, when it ended, I know. East Pakistan started in 1947 and it ended in 1971. So, the book, when it was written, East Pakistan was a reality. And East Pakistan happened in that bracket, means the book was written in that particular bracket. So, can we apply the same formula to Ramayana? The answer is yes. Ramayana describes so many places. Impossible to know when it started, when it ended, and all those things. But there is one political unit or a concept which had a finite, typical time bound frame, and that is called as Yavana. What is Yavana? Yavana is mentioned in Tamil literature, Sanskrit literature, so many books. It has been mentioned in so many books, there is no doubt about what is Yavana. Yavana means Greek. Greek. Now don't confuse it with present day Greece. At that time, Greek culture or Greek civilization or Greek language was crossing the sea, and it was actually in large place into present day Turkey. At that time, it was called Ionia, Ionia, Yavan. So Persian literature, Indian literature, they mentioned liberally. Now this Ionia was a small part of big Achaemenid Empire. Achaemenid Empire, I repeat, it starts from right from our Satluj, Indus, present day Iraq, Iran, Middle East, North Africa, everything. Present day Greece, Italy, part of Italy, and all that. Europe, Eastern Europe. So this huge empire, and one end there is Ionia or Yavana people, Greek. They were distinct from Indians in their culture, especially their passion about the idealism, the statue building and all. So they gave a lot of things to Indian civilization. But that Greek people or Yavana people taking over the Achaemenid Empire and coming right of India is none other than Alexander the Great. Now, Alexander the Great came up to India, went back and died and all those things, and then it formed Greek political unit in Indian subcontinent. And this particular political unit actually went on for some time and disappeared by 10th AD. 10th AD. When it started, the Alexander taking over and all those things is around 322 BC. 322 BC to 10 AD is the bracket where Yavanas actually were a political reality. And after that, Yavanas are not in picture. They are replaced by Central Asians. So Yavana as a political unit, Yavana as a reality was there in that particular bracket, like East Pakistan. We know when it started, we know when it ended. How can we be so sure? Other states we can't tell. But like Buddhists, Greeks were very good in chronicling everything. They are not wrong. So we know exactly when Alexander came, when we know exactly Alexander left, we know exactly when Alexander died, and we know exactly when the Greek Empire, Greco-Bactrian or Indo-Greeks, various names are there, ended. So 322 BC to 10th AD is the time when Yavanas are there. Now, is there any mention of it in Valmiki Ramayana? Yes, multiple times. Predominantly in two kandas. The most clinching evidence of this comes up in Kishkinda Kand, Sarg 43. Kishkinda Kand, Sarg 43. What is the situation? Here, Sugriva is actually collecting all the Vanara soldiers and telling them to go north, go east, go west, go all the directions and search for Sita. Out of them, he appoints one person called Shatabali, and he tells, go north, and you will see all those things, and you will find Sita there. You go east. So when he's describing the northern territories, he describes it very nicely. And in that northern territory, what he says, let us see. Tatra nencha pulindascha, शूरसेनास्त तथैव च प्रस्थला and bharataschaiva kurusham saha madhake. Means in simple English, he's describing various kingdoms like Pulinda, Shurasena, Prasthala, Bharata, Kuru, Madrak. And next he says Kamboja and Yavanaschaiva. An means and. Kamboj and Yavan, Shaka and Aratak, Balik, Paurava, all those things. So out of that, Yavana, we know exactly when they were there, when they were not there. So this particular graphic description, he discusses Chin also at that time, Chin, Param Chin and all. So 322 BC to 10 AD is the time of Ramayana. Now it has been repeated again when there is a legendary war described in Balakanda between Vishwamitra and Vasishta. They are fighting with each other. They are describing how these were created. So they mention the Yavanas, how they are created, Shakas, how they are created. So that appears to be in that particular bracket. Now this still can be coincidence, or these words can be put deliberately afterwards. So we can't depend only on that. We have to see whether this particular bracket of 322 BC and 10 AD, if we assign to Ramayana, is there any big political churning or is there any big religious, political, cultural, spiritual, philosophical event or a turning point happened in that time or not? The answer is yes, it happened. This is the time, this is precise time when the biggest political religious churning of Indian subcontinent happened. And that name of that event was Rise and Fall of Mauryan Empire. So rise and fall of Mauryan Empire happened in that particular time. There is a mention of Yavana. There is mention of exact time of Yavana. So there is no confusion about when Ramayana happened in that particular bracket. Now let us explore further whether we can have more evidences of parallel between the historical events and description in Ramayana. Thank you.